Hello everybody, we are live. We're gonna have Snow Katsune versus Skip the Wave. This is the last chance bracket, which means that one of these players is going home. Gonna go ahead and put this link in a couple places. Alright. Looks like the players are still choosing their first characters, so it's pretty reasonable. Going for characters? Oh, I'm glad I typed something because I'm still on the setup mode. There we go. So yeah, I guess for those of you who are watching who might enter a tournament that haven't yet, generally speaking, you want to grab everything, put them in the hidden zone here, and then select your one character and bring it out in the bag. The bag that it comes with this is set so it does not tell the contents other than number, which is also how most bags are set up. You can create a new one if that one goes away for some reason. It's a simultaneous choice. So you have one choice from Snow Katsune, and we're going to get a choice here pretty soon from Skip the Wave. The bags are colored per your player color, and that is because... Oh, that's cool. That is because the bags are usually color-coded per season. In this case, the BfC2 rosters are going to be orange, which is going to be all that we're going to see here. But you could also normally hover over a bag to get their name. And then when it's time for reveal, it's time for reveal. So Skip the Wave is going. Both these are relatively new tournament players. Skip the Wave, I think this is literally their second tournament. So, yep, and we're going to get a reveal. It's going to be Makoto Yuki versus Yuki Terumi. Yuki. One Yuki match. This is Mr. Almost Infinite Resources, but I want to spend them versus Mr. You have no resources, but I want to spend the resources. Which means this match will probably come down to a little bit of hand management. Wild swinging at key times is going to be pretty important. So it's going to be a pretty fun set to come out to. Generally speaking, the further away from Makoto Yuki that Yuki Terumi is, the happier Makoto Yuki is, although he does have some pretty punishing up-close ranges. So Makoto Yuki is going to want range 5 or greater, or range 1 to 2, whereas Yuki Terumi is going to hug that 3 to 4 band, if I remember their kits correctly. Additionally, Yuki Terumi is much more comfortable wild swinging in this instance because his wild swings, once he has a couple gauge, are option selects and kind of insane. 3 gauge with Yuki Terumi, you can wild swing pretty freely. You might get a normal, but that's life. This makes grasp a pretty common sort of, how to put this. Generally speaking, he wants to mulligan so he has a grasp in his hand, thus removing the chances that, you know, he won't he will wild swing it. Apologies, I Late night last night. Entirely my own fault too. Street Fighter 6 is pretty exciting. Alright, let's see here. Guards are set, cards are shuffled. Good luck. Have fun. Alright. Coming into range 3, spinning the cross as one force, or boosting it, has the same effect in this instance. Those of you who play against me know I tend to use block for this because I think block is dumb. It does have parry on it, and parry is cool. So. But better than parrying is just beating your opponent's options. Alright, we got the assault into the retaliating Fang. That's going to be reasonable since trade up in damage, get 2 gauge, get this into gauge. Which means Yuki Terumi's Wild Swings are now online. It is Makoto Yuki's turn. Retaliating Fang does not gain you advantage. It would be insane if it did. Makoto Yuki electing to just draw 2 cards with their turn, giving Yuki Terumi some time to set up to make those wild swings even more consistent, or even to set up for an actual strike from hand. Going to just strike from hand outright. I don't know of any direct set play tools that Terumi has that are going to be useful in here, so this is probably a normal. That said, you know, Divine Twin Blades is okay. Discards a card at random, gets you 4. It's not quite gauge neutral. Alright, responding from hand as well. Sweep. Yep, grasp into sweep. Gonna probably put him in the corner, I would imagine. Alrighty. If you're Makoto Yuki, you absolutely want to see your cards outnumber your opponent. You have a lot of things to spend them on and a lot of things to take away card options from your opponent. And you're punishing sort of range 1 options really become online when your opponent has no more force to deal with them with. Plus 2 power hit, the opponent discards a card at random and you gain advantage. Insane. That's what I'm talking about. Now you have to win the mix-up if you're Terumi. Now Terumi does have his DP online, so if SkiptheWave is hanging on to that, it's a reasonable diffusal on defense. And you can't, your opponent's down a slow. You're also Terumi, so you have, I believe you have another spike-like, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you have Serpent's Laceration. So you can't freely. Okay, strike. Alright, you have the DP, I'd probably slam it. Otherwise, I probably would just wild swing here. You got no good options in hand. Your deck is pretty consistent at this range. Yeah? Yep. And let's see, is it a slow? It's a slow, so you just validate. You don't get the push? Top card is kind of funny on that one. Yeah. Absolutely validate this. Yuki Terumi now with 3 gauge. You can't get pushed. Sorry, I caught that. Even if you get stunned as focused, you don't get pushed. You just get, I guess, crumpled would be the best analogy. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, I think you need to go down to 2 gauge. Most of Trumi's options are still online at 2 gauge, so it's not the worst. Oh, right. Earlier I said Trumi doesn't like 5 as much as Makoto Yuki. I forgot that he has Gleaming Fang. Oh, Gleaming Fang doesn't hit at 5. Never mind. I'm not tripping. I knew what I was talking about. You knew that, right? All right. Seeing some real deliberation being put into it here. Here. I don't think I've had my chat open this whole time. I should probably do that. Alright. Got a strike coming down. Now, strike, hit, opponent discards a card at random, and you add the top card of your deck to your gauge. Again, Terumi is all about resources. He's a snowball man. Guess it's worth noting these characters are they're fan-made. This whole tournament is focused on fan-made characters. Each team can have at most 1 character from seasons 3 through 6. At most 1. Cross is not going to escape the sweep, which is going to be 2 cards discarded from Makoto Yuki, and what's that, like 3 gauge for Terumi? This is a pretty devastating swing here. Cross absolutely unsafe in this situation. The sweep was online. So was the DP. So was Terumi's own cross. Though I think you absolutely accept Terumi's own cross. Absolutely devastating strike for Makoto Yuki. So. I can understand maybe not wanting to eat an assault, but there is very little chance that an assault is going to come out there. Terumi looking at his gauge, deciding what to put down, goes ahead and strikes from hand. This is the assault. This you can filter it for the assault. This feels very much like an assault to me. Alright, looking over the options. It is the assault. That's going to go ahead and get right under the Agilao. It's going to get a bunch of gauge. It's going to get advantage. Makoto Yuki is cornered. So this is Terumi's game now. Whatever he wants, he gets. I think he has an animation in BlazBlue where he just like throws you on the ground and just stomps on your head. And he's in that position right now. 9 life lead. As much gauge as he wants. Yuki in the corner, losing his religion. About to have a spotlight shone on him. Spotlight, of course, being Giant Steak. Probably not this giant snake, although this is a good animation, probably. Could be any giant snake, could just be the other sweep. Terumi, feeling his advantage, goes ahead and prepares. I probably would have done a bigger CC here if it were me, but it's not me. So, what are you gonna do? Alrighty. Yep. Terumi preparing their overdrive. Alright, Terumi now overdrove with 3 gauges. Gets to recur all of these nasty ultras. And gets to remove gauge from Makoto Yuki. Makoto Yuki, who has an insane Exceed side, but is probably not seeing it this game because they don't have enough gauge to survive. And Makoto Yuki is about to have his gauge completely just devastated. This snake is going to eat his gauge. Nom, 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 nom. Devastating. Gonna try and boost to get through. Yuki does have some good boost. Run is one of them. That's both crosses down though. So, you know. Don't lose to... I guess don't lose to Brutus Last is the one you really don't want to lose to. Like, getting pushed is pretty bad, although... Yep. Alright. Oh, stating that Cursed Sting was the card that was being returned. That's good. That's good. I mean, probably not being thrown right now, though. Did not shuffle hand for striking. Always a good idea. Oh! Ah! You still have that? Where's the F11? There it is. Alright, cool. Cool. For those of you who haven't seen the rest of this match, probably watching on VOD, given the hour, but Terumi just added a card from their, I think it's top of deck to the gauge, which is their front side ability. They don't have it on the overdrive mode. Overdrive mode lets you recur the ultras instead. Sorry, top card of discard goes into gauge in normal mode, in innate mode. Alright, so with a 14 life lead, 4 gauge, overdrive mode active. No major threats alive. The cross is dead. Yukiturumi's got to be feeling pretty good about his chances. Just called out the focus too. Just overheaded him. Just has a dominating lead right now. Similarly, if you're Makoto Yuki, you need to get some sort of advantage to yourself. Range advantage. Card advantage, something. Attempt it with the prep. I think that is absolutely the wrong answer. You do have the DP, and I hope, but with all that's holy, you got it in hand. But it's you got EX in hand, to be honest, at this point, because that was just the Terumi's DP come in, Divine Twin Blades. So you're gonna need something to overcome this nasty hoodie snake boy who is just threatening to uppercut you for your entire life, take your life away. Normals discard opponent gauge in exceed. Not normally. Yukiturumi's do. Yukiturumi's normals discard opponent's gauge in exceed. But most characters don't. Or unless you meant to, in Yukiturumi's exceed mode, in which case, yeah. While Yukiturumi's in overdrive, he punches the gauge out of you. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, he punches the gauge out of you. This is Banazama's Yukiturumi versus Blue Llama's Makoto Yuki, for those coming in. This is a fan-made focus tournament. Strike, the opponent must defend with a wild swing, and then you just set the DP. This is probably game. I don't know how much armor Yuki has. Not that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, still not that, but you can invalidate. Okay. Well, can't anymore. And it is a decision you can make to lose the game. So that is game 1. I'm going to Yukiturumi, or going to SkiptheWave's Yukiturumi specifically. Give me a second here. Which is their 3rd character. I believe is this medallion. Boom. Alrighty. I have 2 characters coming out now. Looks like it's gonna be Ren, Mamma Mia, the Joker himself, versus Petros. Petros is a cool character. A little bit different than what we saw from Terumi. Petros is more of a tempo boost character. He has a pretty fun temporary art. Where he is the man from Focus right now, which I think is a pretty fun headcanon for him. Ren, once again, a Blue Llama joint, but Petros is going to be a character made by D. Tarankin. First fan made Shard Season, which is something he's just kind of got going on. Joker, of course, is part of the Shin Megami Tensei Mega 10 Persona sort of mega season that Blue's just kind of toiling away at. I expect that'll be a passion project that'll go on for basically forever, because there's a million characters in that. Alright. As is usual with Exceed players, SkiptheWave has not reset their life to 1, so Petros is at 18 life right now. I think D. Tierenkin once made a joke that all attacks have, if this is the first strike of the game, set your life to 30 life as a before effect. Or this is the first attack that hit in the game or something like that. Alrighty. Ren starting out with a strike. If Ren throws down a strike at range 4, you must have 1 armor. Because otherwise, you're going to get hit by the Phantom Snow. Well, I guess you can outspeed it at this speed. This is kind of an expensive gamble in that case. Could also be, you know, Rayakon, Gigantamakia. There are a number of options here. Gigantamakia, Phantom Snow actually make a pretty fun mix up at this time. Petros notably not the kind of character that would have a fast dive, as you just saw. So, really gonna have to either choose to duck in, which I think will still get hit by Phantom Snow, or just EX Switch Finding. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do just nice. That gets you your armor, but it also just outspeeds the raw Phantom Snow. I don't think it matters, but let me go ahead and alrighty. Sorry about that. I don't know that it particularly matters for Ren. I think Ren does have some top of discard effects, but I think they're all on 4 specials or ultras, so that's shouldn't matter, but it's always good. You don't know what your opponent has, so it's always good to observe discard order, so long that it is a thing to consider. Again, I don't know that it actually matters for any of these characters. I can't remember any effects that do, but I also cannot keep all of the Exceed effects in my head, no matter how hard I try. Someday, perhaps. Alright, Witch Finding is offline, as noted by Snow Katsune. It's now Petros' turn. Ren has no cards, so you have a couple options here as far as pressing your advantage, but it's Petros, so I would, yeah. Play a boost from your discard pile, which is a special continuous boost. So now, you might play another special continuous boost. Which she won't. Ren's going to use his super prep. Draw 3 cards. That's it. that's the action. Ren's front side, notably, very good. I think Ren's overdrive is also pretty good, but Ren's front side, draw 2 cards or move 1. Just a very versatile and strong front side. Start of each turn, draw 1 card. Yep. Once Petros really starts getting their engine rolling, they can just start building phenomenal sets of different alchemic boost. So you do not want to let Petros sit there and scheme for too long. You've got to punch the man. Or he can punch you. This to me seems like either a big-brained sweep or a slow fireball. If it's a slow fireball, honestly, not great for Petros. Oh, it could also, I guess, be the dive. Dive doesn't really lose a whole lot, but it gets you at range 1. Does lose to focus. It's the slow fireball. Which is hilarious enough. Also going to trade with focus, but a little bit more favorably than dive would have. Oh. Oh wait, no, up 2. Sorry, can't read. Up 2-3. Metro's finally realizing that they were 12 life away from where they should have been. Something that, again, probably should realize the first strike, but here we are. Alright, this is a cheeky spike. This is a sweep. This is still pretty good, actually. Sweeping block out of your opponent's hand. Ooh, and getting rid of focus. Goodbye, Petros. You are focus man no longer. Peg! Through the nose. Yeah, I was about to ask that. Yeah, if you're gonna get rid of all your resources, you might as well also get the advantage of getting rid of all your resources. Yep, Ren using their innate ability to move 1. It's a pretty good spot to be at. Range 2 as Ren gives you a lot of options. You have one of the scariest but most expensive DPs known to man. You got Tatsu. You have a couple cheekier plays. A little bit of silence here. A little bit of deliberation. I mean, one of these characters is from a fantasy novel, and one of them is from a JRPG, so I guess they're allowed to spend a lot of time thinking, dialoguing. I guess I'll go over them a little bit here. So Petros is a set play character. They love to boost, they love to draw cards, and it turns out both of those things go nicely hand in hand with them. They are an alchemist, formerly retired, so an older one. Ren is sort of an aggressive character, very mobile, has a lot of good cards, but all those cards are expensive. So Ren needs to build that value. Of course, one of the easiest ways to build value in Exceed is to strike. You get gauge, you reduce your opponent's life, hopefully, while keeping some of your own intact. So it's a good way to get a little bit of resources, but you can't do it forever, of course. You do still need those cards. Ren has a resource generation in his super prep. So the Joker is never not laughing. Alright. Yeah, that's the Cornered Fang. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. For me, if you're at range 2 and you have Cornered Fang in hand, I feel like your best bet is to like boost power to leverage the fact that you have Cornered Fang. Because with Fierce in play, Cornered Fang, with, you know, it's expensive, but it just kind of wins. if you have one gauge and the cost to spend on it. So I'm actually a little surprised to see it initiated in this instance. It gets no bonus from initiation. It's in my opinion a strictly defensive attack. I know it's just talking that Ren likes to initiate, but I think in that instance, maybe not with that card. But it worked. Stunned the heck out of Instant Ritual. So, what do I know? Looks like there's probably some little setup here. A build your own DP, if you will. Where's witch finding? Actually, wait. What what were you trying to? Oh, you're trying to inscribe displacement. Okay. Yeah, getting inscribe displacement into play as a DP sounds pretty good. I guess knocking that out is worth the cornered fang. We see a couple of rounds of prep going around. Now both players, big old hands. Lots of options on the table. Okay, this is a strike, this is a boost. We see a card moving around. It's a boost, and it's a boost that is on a special, which means nothing because it's an instant boost. But it might mean something because it's played from your discard pile, paying all costs. Inscribed Vigor, which is a special boost, which means you may now play another special continuous boost. No! No special continuous boost to play. I always love watching like Petros like set up. To me, in that sense, Petros like fulfills a lot of the promise of what I wanted out of Pookie when I realized that they had action compression, which I wanted to like boost a bunch, bring my hand down, and then gamble on my top deck. Petros, of course, has the draw engine once he starts getting set up to not have to gamble, which is actually what he wants. So. Him, it's a little bit more thoughtful, which again makes sense. He's a retired alchemist that got brought back in, right? So. Trust me. I think Succeed mode is something cool too. What does he say on his Succeed mode? I never wanted to fight you. Yeah. Petros is a cool guy. Joker's a cool guy too. I just know less about it because I haven't even finished Persona 3 yet, let alone Persona 5. Did finish Persona 4. I'm not doing them in order. Obviously not doing Persona 1 or 2 until after I finish the 3 modern ones. But this is just to say that I don't really know a whole lot about any of the Persona characters in this tournament other than Yu Narukami from a lore perspective. I'm very early in Persona 3, and then they announced a remake, so we'll see. I'm probably going to continue it on the original because I like the idea of the AI cast members, but you know. As for the strike, by the way, I'm feeling Assault. Oh, it's the sweep. Into the sweep, which is gonna get stunned. This is like Exceeds the Gods face-up sweep. What do you do about 7 power sweep? Don't defend with sweep. That's tell you that much for sure. Oh, and the Gigantomachia going down. Unfortunate. Ren now staring down this angry alchemist who's just kicking him. Just kicking this high schooler. Now has 3 gauge as well. I absolutely think Petros' Exceed is worth it. Because you see where it says special continuous boost on both the your special continuous boost tab and the now you may play another special continuous boost. His Exceed mode is almost identical wording. But instead it just says your continuous boost have. Imagine playing Fierce than playing Light. Imagine playing Defend than playing Fierce. Petros can, and more. You see the strike from Joker come down. Could be a number of things. Range 3 Joker is not exactly starred for options. And he chose to stay at range 3. It is of course the Aiga, which is gonna miss as Petros runs away. Assuming this is accurate, not actually sure what Petros is planning here. Doesn't have a whole lot of... I guess you could just try and boost for Ritual Mastery. You can make it hit here if you want. Nope, just gonna take the time to exceed. It's fair. Ren probably has to come into you. Doesn't have a whole lot in the way of fireballs. Where's Ryagun? Ryagun hits here. And kind of nasty. Petros definitely doesn't love discarding cards. Because he wants those to you know, build resources. Yeah, nice reminder to draw. Love that about this community, by the way. Exceed community, aggressively friendly. Even in a tournament. Which is good, because your host is busy all tabbing around to try and read cards on other tabs, so I appreciate that. And yeah, it would have been pretty cool to hit. Mana, 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 mana. Alrighty. I hadn't seen it. Prep makes sense again. Petros needs cards to do things. He can make great use out of those cards once he has them. But he needs them. And you're sitting here in Exceed mode. Ren doesn't have a whole lot going for him. You've got, you know, an 8 life lead. Taking a turn to prep isn't the worst thing you could do by any means. Yep, 7 is max hand size, correct. Means Ren is going to have to get rid of one of those cards there. Choosing discard block, which is good, because block is lame and stupid. It doesn't do damage, therefore it's worthless. Unless you're Vincent. Vincent killed a guy with block. I know people will say he killed a guy with nuclear missiles. But he was there. He had the block to survive that. Also, he carried... I guess it's more of a nuclear warhead he carried in a briefcase. Fierce and plus range. Hell of a combination. Beat on, where is it? Raggun 3. Uh-oh. Joker needs to do something about that now. Moving in. Not actually sure that that was the right answer. We'll see. Got 2 power. We got plus 0 to 1 range. You are at sweep range, my friend. Just go ahead and draw at start of turn. I think, oh. Was it this card for turn? Yeah, Petros has a lot of options at hand, so as a new player, it makes sense that you'd be a little bit intimidated as to what to do about this erstwhile high schooler running towards you. By running, I mean just slowly walking. But you have super reach and plus 2 power, and he has not thrown an attack to defuse that, which means he, or a boost to defuse that. Or he did not step backwards, which means I don't think he has his, oh, an EX. That's nasty. Hey gamers, what does the EX Assault lose to here? Correct, the answer was nothing. Alright, Critical Phantom Snow will not stun the EX dive. In fact, will do nothing. The opponent discards a card and you retreat. But even that retreat doesn't get you out of the range of EX dive. Looks like some interpretation. Yep, you're not put to sleep. You do have to discard a card. Yes. And then you dive in and smack them for 8! 8 damage. Yep. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, so the discard order is technically incorrect, but it doesn't really matter for either of these kits. None of them dig deep enough. So what I was saying there is that dive has to validate before the discard from Phantom Snow. When you play an EX, your discard it validates at the beginning of the strike on reveal. Technically, it's attacker then defender. So the dive should have been in the discard before the Phantom Snow discard hits. But again, I don't think any of these characters actually care that much about discard order, so it doesn't actually matter. Like, you'd have to have a pretty high discard. Pretty high, like, recursion discard thing. I probably should not have stopped play for that one. Just something that bothers me. Can theoretically break game state. And it's something that people don't check, so. Apologize for the temporary stop in action. Yes, Thermopylae is a pretty insane card. Joker kind of needs to leverage all of the insane cards that they have for their... Alright, you see some prep coming down. You'll see this a lot of times in the face of a big boost, like Thermopylae, where your opponent just looks at it and goes, and just preps. Yeah, I mean, Joker draw 7 cards. I mean, pretty much you put all the pressure on Petros. Now, Petros actually can get around this boost. Has several ways around this boost. However, are those in the hand? And there's also very expensive. Yeah, this is a scary boost to stare down, especially at this range. Now, thankfully, your opponent has thrown away both of their Phantom Snows, so you can't have sleep happen to you as a sudden surprise. But I mean, cross and sweep, both pretty scary here. The reading, what we do in the face of scary boost. Reading grasp, swing for the fences. Has the grasp. Oh. Yep. Okay. Cool. They caught it. Let's say only takes 2. Only takes 2. You do still have the armor for Thermopylae. That's rough. That is. That's absolutely nasty. Oh. And down comes the strike. That strike just slammed into the ground. Not entirely sure what this is, but it's gonna cross out. And Rejuvenation does pretty much nothing. Don't have any continuous boost in place, so it's just 1 armor. That's a card that reads 1 armor. Assault advantage. Oh, true, I did not enforce the assault advantage. I could rewind the tape, see if Petros prepped, but I do think that that's technically a broken game state. I'm probably not going to correct it at this point, since the whole strike has gone by. Yeah, and the players have now gone like a couple actions. It's a good point though, Tinge and Twinge. Alright, Ren moving into range 3. Range where mix-ups happen. And to be fair, Ren only has to win like 3 mix-ups to bring this back into a reasonable spot, but he has to win 3 mix-ups clean, which is a pretty rough proposition. The big CC. And then discard for end of turn. Alright, see the strike come down. Alrighty. Petros responding from hand. It makes sense. You have a big hand. Should have a lot of options. No, responding from deck. Sure, well, that's fine. I mean, well, that's not gonna do much. Time to get cursed. Cursed is actually incredibly devastating to Petros. Cannot take the boost action. Has to wild swing to get rid of it. Now, thankfully, Petros has enough life that you don't really have a... Actually, you do have an out of this because you can guard through this. If you have 2 guard boosts as Petros, I think you can guard through it. Yeah, special continuous boost from hand. If you have 2 guard boosts from Petros, you can guard through this and not become cursed. It's kind of expensive, but you know, one of them could be in the discard pile. I don't think you have anything in the discard pile right now, though. I don't think I saw any card boost there. Boost nothing. Take 4. And you're cursed. Yeah, no critical there. Nasty card critted, but not crit, still pretty good. Kind of the kind of momentum swing Joker's gonna start needing in order to overcome this. If Joker can win 1 or 2 mix-ups, enter overdrive, they can get some really inexpensive crits, and Joker's cards are pretty nutso when critted. But they're gonna have to fit a reshuffle into there somewhere. So, So I don't think we've seen any of the spoiler attack. So that is another way back into the game for Joker. But yeah, that curse is huge. Pretty much the way that Joker can survive in this world for any longer. It's going to be leveraging the advantages that it has. What are we doing here? CC? Oh, move 2. On the other hand, if Petros has EX sweep and just wants to move into range 1, well, alright. See Joker throw an attack. Status effects are not continuous boost. They will stay in play after the strike. Petros really needs to do something about this. Just a regular sweep. Into grasp though, that's pretty good. Means that if SkiptheWave has a grasp in hand. Oh, there's the spoiler attack. Would have devastated that sweep too, but they'd move into range 1 to try and devastate it. Throwing into the corner is an interesting decision, as opposed to pushing out, but I suppose your opponent reshuffled, so it's possible that they have one of their on-curve options, so you can't just hold the spoiler attack above their head. Still, with the 15 life lead and the ability to play slows gone, Red's going to have to do a lot of work, a lot of overtime in order to come back. I've seen like 23-1 comebacks, so it's not impossible. Declaring a wild swing? Yeah. I liked this better when Ren's back was to the corner. Ren now has a lot of escape options, but he may not have any in hand, so this might actually have been correct. Critical from hand. This is the cornered Fang. Into the block. I feel for him there. Oh, getting rid of the assault. In this case, getting rid of the backstep. Heart really goes out to Ren Mamma Mia in this case. Mamma Mia, not Mamma Mia, because right now he's yelling Mamma Mia as Petros reads his mind with the top of his deck. Yeah. So the good news is Ren's never out of resources for very long. But he might be out of time. An EX off of a freshly shuffled deck. Trying to cross out of it, but oh, trying to poor man's cross. Unfortunate. And that'll take game 2. That's 2-0 for Snow Katsune. Good games. Sometimes it just happens. Alright, well that's probably going to wrap it for us. Hope you guys enjoy the matches. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing those characters. We're going to go ahead and stop the stream now
And stop the recording equally now.